Because of the pandemic, my theater life was like kind of turned on its head. I was fortunate enough to be able to do a show, Singing in the Rain, and I remember being backstage and we all had this conversation about COVID, and it was such like an abstract idea at the time. And then 2 weeks later, like it took over a whole life, and it was like the carpet was pulled out under my feet. We were supposed to go to Orlando and perform, and it was just nothing. It was silent, and it was really weird.
We were gonna do Bye Bye Birdie, and the week of the performance, it got canceled because of the pandemic. And other shows and stuff I wanted to audition for, I wasn't able to.
I think 2 weeks before the show was actually supposed to go on, that's when we first got the whole Corona thing. And at first we were all like, no school, we're out for like a week. And then it turned into another week, and then it turned into months. And then here we are.
I mean, I've been doing theater, since the pandemic. My school, kept us safe and everything with masks during rehearsals and things. But being back in the Orpheum with everyone else is just really fun and really cool.
I just wanna dance with you, let the whole world melt away and dance with you. Who cares what other people say? And when we're through, no one can convince us we were wrong. All it takes is you and me. I just wanna dance with you, let the whole world melt away, and I just wanna dance with you.
Alright people, let's get to business. We gotta make this place look fabulous.
Get ready folks, 'cause it's show. See how the world could one day be. It might come true if we take a chance. Until that day comes, I say cue the drums. It's time to dance. It's time to build a rock for everyone, show their all. It can be done if music plays and no one cares who you're. Unruly heart loves build it now. Make people see how the world could one day be. It might come true if we take a chance. Until the day comes, I say cue the drums. Take to the floor, that's what the floor is for. So turn up the bass until the whole place gives into the beat and has to repeat. It's time to dance. I just wanna dance with you. It's time to dance. I just wanna dance with you. It's time to dance.
The Orpheum proudly welcomes you to the 2021 Orpheum High School Musical Theater Awards. Tonight, along with my fellow nominees in schools throughout our region, we come together to commemorate a year in high school musical theater like none other.
Throughout the performance, we will show you how young artists found connection and resilience through their love of musical theater across the Mid-South. Plus, we will be honoring excellence in the award categories of Inspiring Teacher, Spirit of the HSMTAs, and the Outstanding Lead Actor and Actress, who will represent us virtually in the National High School Musical Theater Awards, the Jimmy Awards.
Since 2019, we have honored a student who has demonstrated a strong commitment to this program and its pillars of collaboration, friendship, enthusiasm, and dedication. Known fondly as the Jalen Award, in memory of past HSMTA student Jalen Nickerson, who we sadly lost too soon. This year's Jalen has been selected by the HSMTA Creative and Production team.
The 2021 Spirit of the HSMTAs Award, the Jalen Award, goes to Kayla Green.
I think it's been a really good pleasure working with you. And to you, and you guys are amazing. I don't even know what to say right now, but this is one of the best dreams I ever had in my entire life. So thank you.
While this has been a year of cancellations and postponed productions, some schools were able to mask up and perform for their communities. Here's a sample of some of the productions that were able to make it to the stage.
Theater is powerful because it is constantly teaching us about ourselves and what it means to be part of a community. Here is what our lead actor and actress nominees had to say when reflecting on the lessons learned this past year.
Musical theater taught me that I can be myself when, even if I'm portraying someone else, I use different parts of me and things in my mind, experiences, and like connections with other people, and I take that into a character, into a song, into emotions, and I portray that into the audience in a show.
I genuinely think that I learn a different lesson with each show that I do. But I think that my biggest lesson is to always treat every show as a moment of growth, no matter what your role is in it. Always take something from it and apply it to your journey just in the future. I think that's what I've learned to do, and that's how I've grown so much, is not by just sitting and saying, I got this part, so I'm not gonna work on myself during it. I'm just gonna stay where I am. But I think trying to make sure that you move in every part that you're in, that's the biggest lesson I think so far.
Usually I'm kind of shy or whatever, but when I'm on stage, I usually play roles that are a little more loud and my family gets to see it. They're really surprised and they say I come alive on stage. I know that's kind of generic, but for them it's true because they never see that side of me.
This pandemic has helped me grow in the area of being confident, because over the years have not been great with confidence. I'm more of an introverted person. Because we could get sent home tomorrow, I had to seize the day and be like, all right, I'm gonna give it my all.
The one thing I'm gonna take from this experience is just to be comfortable and give it your all, because when everyone gives it their all, it really makes a really good show.
High school theater is not possible without the incredible dedication and passion of many teachers across the Mid-South. Each year, the Orpheum is thrilled to honor one of many teachers that navigated unprecedented challenges and inspired and cared for our young people.
Students nominated their teachers by writing essays that describe the impact their teacher has had and what they learned from them.
This teacher has had a direct hand in my development over my high school career, putting his unwavering faith and support in my abilities. He has never once spoken down to me and is always standing on my level and treating me like an adult. He encourages his students to be their very best selves at every single moment. His peer and fellow educator Jeff Robbins says, "This person has been a friend, colleague, and mentor of mine for the last 7 years, and I cannot possibly quantify the impact he has had on my life." His students adore him, but they also work incredibly hard for him. He is a beautifully accepting person who makes a place for everyone.
He has a keen eye for the little details, the finer aspects of life, both on and off stage. And I will never be able to repay him for the grace, compassion, and opportunities he has given me this past year. Former student Marissa Cherry says this educator pushes his students to do their best work because he knows they can do it. He has also made sure to be encouraging his students while preparing them for the realities of the theatrical world. He made sure we knew that while it is an extremely competitive world, with the right amount of work and dedication, any one of us can make it in that world, as long as we truly push forward.
For me, this teacher's level of commitment has made for an environment that feels safe and supportive at all times. A theater family, spearheaded by a man clearly driven by a genuine desire to help nurture the young minds around him. His trust in me and his commitment to pushing me past my normal level of performance have instilled a passion in me that I will carry for the rest of my career as an actress.
For me, I will forever be humbled by his presence, his stories, his knowledge and insight of directing over 100 shows, and his genuine self that he shares with his students in the most healthy and boundary-driven way.
This year's Inspiring Teacher Award goes to Keith Salter.
High school theater is truly a place where lifelong memories are made. Here are some memories, joys, and challenges shared by students from schools throughout the Mid-South.
Hi, this is Caitlin Poindexter from Germantown High School. My favorite high school theater experience memory would probably have to be our first sing-through, read-through of Little Shop of Horrors, which is a production I did in my junior year. It was so much fun because I enjoy just seeing the choices that everybody makes in the cast, and it's your first look at who you're going to be spending so much time with for the upcoming months. And it's just a great opportunity to meet new people. It's a great opportunity to just have fun and play and get creative with your acting choices. And doing that sing through read through was so special to me because one, it's my favorite show, so it was just so much fun for me to do. And second of all, some of the people I met there are some of my closest friends today, and which is something I found really important, especially during this time. So that has been my favorite high school theater experience.
Hi, my name is Caroline Higley. I go to St. George's Independent School and I'm the secretary of our school's theater club. This year we were fortunate enough to be able to put on our fall play of Radium Girls. Now, putting on a play in the middle of a global pandemic definitely offers a lot of obstacles, but luckily everyone involved was up to the challenge. So for rehearsals, we did a lot of Zoom rehearsals, which were kind of difficult because people would lag out and there would be some words cut out, and then we would think that they missed words, but they actually didn't. But luckily we were able to move from on Zoom to in person, and sometimes we would even do rehearsals outside, which got everyone more comfortable and in a very happy environment, because who doesn't love rehearsing outside? And it was a lot of fun, especially on sunny days. So I had a lot of fun, and I'm so thankful that we were able to put on our play this fall.
Hi, my name is Meg Williams from Evangelical Christian School, and my favorite memory in theater is actually my first show here at ECS. I was a new student as a sophomore, and we did the musical Fantastics, which is a small cast, and everyone in the department welcomed me so kindly and made me feel at home from the very first rehearsal. The upperclassmen quickly became my best friends and taught me what it meant to be a true Christ-like leader. My favorite memory is that eventually the cast found out that I have a huge fear of gnomes, and during final dress I found gnomes hidden in all of my props. I am so grateful to be a part of a department that is so much fun and is truly a family.
Gavin, what's yours? Even though I only joined theater as a junior very late, my first show was Into the Woods, and it was just a really unique experience because I had never been exposed to an environment where people could just like authentically act a fool in the best way possible. And it was fun to just like not be yourself on stage and just jump into a character. It was great.
Hi, I'm Kyla Kaneen, the stage manager for Your Good Man Charlie Brown at Houston High School. With the limitations of the pandemic, we had to think creatively about how to put on a safe show while still ensuring that in some way everyone was involved. We stuck to smaller casts and had all the design elements, including choreography, lighting, set, costume, and sound created by students. Although it has been hard to find creative outlets with the unpredictability of the pandemic, Houston High Mustang Theater found a way to bring us all together safely and make memories that are sure to last a lifetime.
Even in a year of postponed performance and missed gatherings, the arts have been an essential tool for getting us all through this time. Some have tried using theater in new ways, while others have held tight to the memories of the past.
During the pandemic, theater helped me cope. I really enjoyed having the little bit of theater that I could, and especially in this crazy time, I really found refuge on the stage.
When we came back and did our show this year, it was like eye-opening because I'd never really felt the weight of a whole show, and being so grateful to do a show, I think it made it all the more special.
Before I was just kind of like, oh, I don't care about senior year, like I just am ready to get out and stuff like that. And I feel like this moment in time, I really hope to gain the gratitude for the small things and really remember throughout life, because I know right now that's something that I'm not taking anything for granted anymore. I just want to keep going with every moment is precious, and you don't know how much time you have, and to really enjoy the time you spend with people and make every moment count.
I think it's affected the way I feel about theater because now I'm living more in the moment when I'm doing shows, and I'm not taking anything for granted, because before I was doing shows back to back and I was always so busy and I never really took time to take it in. But this year, like, my school was lucky enough to put on a few productions, and every moment of rehearsal, every show, I would kind of just sit there and take it all in like I'm in a show. Don't take this for granted, because you never know when it can go away.
It affected us in a way that we were able to overcome it, starting at the beginning of this year, because we were able to put on not only the show that was missed our junior year or my junior year, we got to put that show on as well as another show. I'm thankful for that show mainly because it gave me this amazing opportunity and amazing opportunity to meet more new people.
Overall, it's just been such a year of growth because you just have to constantly be rolling with the punches and be ready for what's next. And I'm actually grateful for all the challenges that we've had this year because it's helped me grow.
Here at the Orpheum, they have reimagined their programs to truly meet people where they are and continue to use the arts to create transformation in youths, educators, and communities. Take a look.
The young people of our generation is the future. And what we do now affects our future. So us being in this camp and being put on the right path is very important, and it's always good to have someone, a group of people or organization, to have young people know that they have many outlets to many futures.
those futures have often felt uncertain, isolated, confusing, and unknown. Despite this, the Orpheum Theater Group's Education and Community Engagement Department has remained committed to serving young people, families, educators, and the community. Things might look a little different this year, and we've been challenged to innovate in ways we never could have expected. But one thing has remained constant: the spirit of our resilience and our commitment to using the arts to entertain, educate, and enlighten. They say the show must go on, and so it did, online, with a celebration of all participating students and schools in our first ever virtual HSMTA. Bringing students together for online workshops, rehearsals, and community building, we were able to provide space for young people to continue practicing their talents while building new friendships that supported them as we adapted to our new realities of the moment. This year, we're thrilled to offer a hybrid version of the program as we continue to recognize and support the talent and efforts of musical theater in our schools. Connecting in the virtual space allowed us to provide program access to students from as far as California as we continued to build confidence in young people who stutter through Camp Say. We've been able to share stories and listen deeply to one another by producing documentaries, podcasts, and live streams in our Listen Up and From Where I Stand Acts of Engagement programs, helping to remind us that despite all our differences, we share so much more in common than we sometimes think. We've remained committed to our education partners, offering arts integration professional development over online platforms on relevant themes including social justice and socio-emotional learning. In an ever-evolving hybrid model, we've continued to uplift and empower local teaching artists, successfully graduating another cohort of 10 talented practitioners from our highly regarded Teaching Artist Training Program. Our Star Council students have stayed connected over the internet, and newly implemented protocols have also allowed us to gather in person for some unforgettable experiences together. We've been able to provide online resources for classroom teachers to help recharge their students, and we've leaned into our mindfulness practice to help us stay present no matter what we may be navigating during these tumultuous times. From the loss of our ability to gather to the loss of a parent, like in our Mending Hearts camps. From the darkest days to the brightest moments of hope, staying connected to our communities and finding ways to express ourselves, both our trials and our triumphs, has been more important than ever. Things may be constantly changing, but our commitment to those we serve remains rooted firmly in the work we do every day. What we do now makes an impact on the future, and while it may be taking place in virtual spaces, the outcomes, the joy, the connection, and the community are all very real. We thank you for continuing to adapt with us, engage with us, support us, grow with us, and keep hoping with us through the transformative power of the arts.
I think that during quarantine, the thing I held on most to was the last full cast experience I had before spring break hit, which was we were in the middle of the Drowsy Chaperone, ready to open, ready to, start tech and dress week once we got back from spring break, and just the excitement, how well the show was coming together and how we really had fun every rehearsal day. We had hope that we would be able to do the show again at some point. And so in quarantine, I was like, it's okay, this isn't gonna last very long. We're still gonna be able to put on the show. And unfortunately, we weren't able to. But I think that's the memory that I held the closest to me.
Being back here at the Orpheum has been a very cool moment. It's made me a little nostalgic about the times where I watched the lead actor nominees medleys and decided that that's really what I wanted to do. And now to be here actually doing it, it's a really good feeling.
Being back here with everybody is really refreshing. I forgot how much I missed it.
You can't just put on a show by yourself. It takes so many people and everyone backstage. It's so special when everyone comes together.
Being here with other people at the Orpheum is absolutely amazing. Everyone here is so unbelievably talented. Being able to interact with other people finally, even with masks on and socially distancing, it's an amazing feeling to be able to find other people who share the same passion for the art as I have and getting to share it with them.
If I could share one thing from this experience, it would be to perform on the Orpheum stage with all of my cast members from my school shows. They would have just loved it.
Each year, a leading actor and actress are selected through an adjudication process for their outstanding performances in school productions. As many schools were unable to perform shows this year, students from across the region were able to submit video auditions instead. From there, 12 nominees were selected based on an adjudication panel, making up the students that you see tonight. The 2 awarded students from this group will go on to represent our community virtually at the National High School Musical Theater Awards, the Jimmy Awards. And now, this year's Outstanding Lead Actor Award goes to Ben Gray. This year's Outstanding Lead Actress Award goes to Jada Bunch.
Although this year has been unprecedented in so many ways, one thing that has remained the same is our commitment to celebrating the resilience and passion of students and teachers making theater in schools.
It has been so important for us to come together as a community to make tonight's celebration happen. And the past week of workshops, rehearsals, and time spent together have reminded us all why we love theater so much.
Here's what our fellow nominees had to say about how coming together as artists has given us hope for the future.
I lost my voice teacher a couple weeks ago, and so just kind of listening to the lyrics and going through them with everyone, it's been really emotional for me, and I'm just kind of happy that I'm in a space where I can like share that with everyone, and I'm not being chastised for feeling that. It's been like a moment where I can kind of be like, oh yeah, that was a great time I had with her, and she's still here, she's still my light.
This is really my last year in high school. This is my last time I'm gonna see some of these people, and it's just like, you try to make the most of every moment and every rehearsal, every show, you just enjoy it because it's your last really of high school, and like the pandemic has showed us, it could be the last for a lot of things. And so just, you have to take time every day to just make sure you're living and being there and being present in the moment.
Well, before the pandemic, I felt like I spent a lot of my time putting off things like, oh, I'll be happy once I do this later on, or oh, I can be who I want to be later. But then I couldn't do anything, obviously, because we were quarantined. And I remember having this moment in my room, and I was like, I can't believe I've wasted so much time not being everything I wanted to be, and I can do that now. And so I started trying to work on myself and work harder and find things to find my joy in. Coming back to school this year and returning to some form of normalcy really made me appreciate it a lot more, be more grateful, and hug my friends more, say I love you more.
This experience makes me hopeful about my future in theater. Before I got into it, I thought it was kind of, just something I had to do, so my mom and dad wouldn't get on me about doing stuff. But now though, I've become way more passionate about it over this last year, and I'm hopeful about the future that I have with musical theater and just acting in general.
Being here for the HSMTAs makes me hopeful for the future and future career, and how everything is now being opened and how we're able to actually be in person. Because last year we weren't even allowed to be out of our houses, so the fact that we're out being able to actually be here, I'm internally grateful for it.
It's just been really cool to be with people. I mean, we got to do our show this year, but it's just nice to see other people who are as passionate as you are, and all of us together, and just seeing the future of theater. It's really exciting.
This past year, so many shows we wanted to do. We had 2 shows we were gonna do, and we ended up doing our fall show, but our spring show, our musical, was canceled. So we're doing a showcase instead. So I'm never gonna have the opportunity to be a lead in high school, but I feel like this is my opportunity. This is my shining light. Each year in the annual HSMTAs, hundreds of high school performers are welcomed to come perform on the historic Orpheum stage, many for the first time. While that annual tradition may have not been possible this year, all 12 of our lead actor and actress nominees had the opportunity to collaborate and perform together to create a production number for our virtual celebration.
And now, we are thrilled to transport you to the Orpheum stage with all of our lead actor and actress nominees for this very special performance of Light from the musical Next to Normal, reminding us that despite the challenges we continue to face, we must always remain hopeful and continue searching for the light.
We need some light. First of all, we need some light.
We can't sit here in the dark and all alone, just sorry sight. Just you and me. We'll live, you'll see.
Night after night, we sit and wait for the morning light.
But we've waited far too long for all that's wrong to be made right. Day after day, wishing all our cares away. Try to fight the things we feel, but some hurts never heal. Some ghosts are never gone, but we go on. We still go on,
And we find a way to survive. And we find out we don't have to be happy at all. To be happy we're alive.
day after day. Give me clouds and rain and gray. Give me pain if that's what's real. It's the price we pay to feel. The price of love is lost,
But still we pay.
we love anyway.
So when the night has finally gone, and when we see the new day dawn, we'll wonder why we've wandered for so long, so blind. That wasted world we thought we knew, the light will make it look brand new. So